Hey guys, it's Brandi back here again, finally finishing up this April Aquanut box um, painting. So this is the sketch I did of the iris that Margaret had sent. She had sent a painting of it, so I kind of sketched it. Ended up having to use my own paper, 6x9 Aqua watercolor paper, because the piece that I got in my box was just a little too small to fit the flower on. So what I'm doing right now is I put in a wash in the light wash in the whole flower, because I don't want to have any white spots. And then I decided, let me just put the background in too, and I picked a slightly darker purple from the same box of watercolors that came in April, the pretty purples. So I'm putting that background in first, and then I decided it looked a little bit too samey, so I put some drops in of different color, and then I'm like, oh no, I don't like this at all. So now I'm going to go in and I'm going to wipe that all out, because that was just not what I wanted. So now I'm going to wait for it to dry. Okay, so it's dry. I zoomed in, and so now I'm going to go in and paint the petals. I finally, in the 2 weeks that it's been since I started painting this, or since I painted this, I figured out how to do a time lapse, so speed up the video, and I figured out how to do a voiceover, so you don't have to listen to me ramble on for 40 minutes or whatever however the time, however long it takes me to do a painting. So the leftmost petal is one of my favorite petals. I think it turned out really well. I think I also, when I traced it, so it had the right shape, and I could see the folds and stuff. Those top three petals, the top right one that I'm working on, and then the other two that are at the top, I think I didn't really do a good job tracing them. Tracing from a painting, I messed it up probably a little bit. So going forward, I also just want to work on my own drawing skills, so I'll probably just do my own drawings going forward instead of tracing someone else's. This petal, this one here in the front, I love that. I love the wet and wet wash. I love the wet and wet type of watercolor. Let's watch the water, the paints just spread in the water, and I think that color variation is just gorgeous in that front petal. So now I'm going back to that left petal, which I still think is one of the best petals in this flower, but just modifying a bit to make it look even better than it did before. Getting some variation in the petals, so they're not just all one color or one shade. But that you can distinguish between the front of the petal and the back of the petal. So I think for the rest of the petals, I try to do a wet and wet instead of what I did with the very first two petals, which was just putting the paint on dry and then trying to spread it. Excuse me. Again, I like that one. That's one of my favorite. But basically the front petals, those the left one, the center one, and the little one to the right, are probably my favorite petals to look at. Because I think I just like the way that even though the leftmost one did not have truly the wet and wet, I like the way they turned out. They have a nice color variation. And I just keep playing with those top petals. I realize I haven't even done, excuse me, the middle one yet, but just keep going back to it. Now that one there, I'm pretty sure, looking back at it, should have been the stem, and I ended up painting it as another petal, so you'll see going a little bit further I have to go back and add my own stem. So, but I think it looks fine. So sorry for the couple weeks it took for me to get this video edited and posted up onto YouTube. I've finally almost finished my last class. I've had my last actual class. I'm just working on a take-home test, then I'll be done those classes. And I'll have a little bit more time to do things along this. I started my blog back up again last night, so I'll be posting more pictures and actual still shots and stuff of things on my blog itself. And then I'll still be posting here onto YouTube, because it is kind of fun taking the videos and watching it and seeing, oh, what did I do? Why would I do that? How would I do it differently going forward? So, and here we go. This is where I'm putting in my stem. I think that looks okay. So I don't remember which color green that was, but that was from let's see, April was purple. March would have been the green box, because I know that February was the reds and pinks box. So yeah, I don't remember what color that was. It might have been basil, I'm not sure. This was another one of the watercolors I have from Margaret from Xanadu. It's actually a blend of like fluorescent corally orange with some purple, and so it kind of, the color varies depending upon how it gets swirled around with the water. So I thought I was done, so I put in a little splatter because it needed a little something. The background was just too blah. And I let it sit and then did something, I don't remember what. And then I came back and I said, well, I don't know, I think it actually does need a little bit more work. It's not quite as good as I would like it to be, so I go back in and I start to find some more petals. No, even though those are like one of my favorite petals, I still keep going at them because I want them to be better. Because I think I'll never get the top petals to be as good as I would really like them to be. But that's okay. Live and learn. It's all about learning. It's all about getting better and improving. And the only person I'm trying to really, I don't want to say impress, but the only person I really care about ultimately is, do I like what I'm making? And that's what matters, because if I don't like it, then I don't want to share it with anybody else. And I think this is okay. But I think I don't think I had the sketch right for those top 3 petals. And so it's hard to get the painting to look right if the sketch isn't right. And that's my own. I should have taken a little bit more care to try and look at another photo of what an iris looks like, so that I can maybe know better what those petals should look like. Of course, every flower is different, and all about the angle that you're looking at it with. But we're about wrapping up, so thanks for tuning in. I promise it won't take me as long to do my next video.